One of the main things about our banjos is I've been personally motivated to build the banjo I could have afforded when I was 13 and have it be a good banjo and not demand massive profit. I wanted to earn my profit by giving a lot of exchange and abundance to the customer. Or my goal is for the customer to always feel like he got more than he expected. That's why I came up with the Goodtime Banjo, is to provide a really good playing, good sounding banjo at a price that more people can afford. An interesting story about the Goodtime Banjo. I'd already been working on it. It's been a passion of mine. You know, we're making the Boston, and we're making the Sierra and the Deluxe and the Calico, and I have all of those banjos and the Ivanhoe. But I wanted to get something in a lower price range, something American made. So we finally got the Goodtime on the market. From the time I figured out how to do the finger joint and make the rims and had that figured out, to get our company to the point where we could afford the tooling and the marketing, took almost 10 years. So that was a frustrating time for me, having something figured out, but we had to build a foundation to be able to produce it from, and that took a while.
So the Goodtimes were then possible to be made in the 90s, and they were intended to be that banjo, that good banjo that you could learn on and actually succeed. It would play in tune. You know, you could play it up the neck and it would stay in tune. You know, there was a lot of trouble finding a good beginner banjo that wasn't, you know, $2,000. Also, it was for a banjo that you could just take anywhere and not worry about it, because you don't want to take your irreplaceable whatever camping. And so part of the testing the Goodtimes went through was it went out camping, it went on canoe trips, it was taken everywhere to make sure it would actually last, and it did, and that's why the final design is what it is, and it helps it, you know, it is designed, the neck is designed in a way to stay stable. There are quite a few benefits to the Goodtime in different ways. One is the quality of wood. We don't skimp on that, whereas other brands may use softer wood that isn't going to age well. We use the same quality of wood as we would use in an upper line. So it will age well and last, and that's a big one for us. The rim is 3 plies of good maple that is violin grade, so it will continue to sound good over the years. That's one. Another is we kept the weight down as much as we could, because that lighter weight is encouraging to a beginner where maybe you're playing guitar before, which is a lot lighter, and you pick up a banjo and that's daunting. We don't want that to be a reason someone doesn't want to learn. Yeah, so those are a couple of the benefits. They are also made in America. It's a big one. We have worked very hard to maintain because, you know, as we all know, it's a different level of craftsmanship that happens here, and it's a consistency that you get when it's made in America that we really put a lot of attention on. So one of the things that we are working on is sustainability and keeping the value and increasing the value for the customer while not having to massively increase the price. As we all know, pretty much everything has gone up in cost, to say it lightly. And one of the things we've started doing, which I'm sure people have seen like in our custom banjos and a lot of other models that have it standardly, is powder finish, which we like to call it freedom finish, because what we do isn't the same as what you would get like on a dune buggy. It's totally different in the care, and the layer that we put in isn't this overglobbed thing that's going to be just a mess. It's actually the quality that we would need on an instrument. So this is a limited edition that we're going to be doing this summer. This is a color that we're all really excited about. It's a dark bronze, and it just goes so beautifully with the wood of the Goodtime inlays. And this is a limited edition we're doing for the summer because we loved it. We did one, it's so pretty. We want to just do a certain number of these, but we do want to evolve the Goodtime even more. So this is kind of like a little preview, but not what it's going to become. This is actually really cool. So this is the artisan inlays, if you recognize, but on a blonde Goodtime, which is cool. And it's got its own custom peghead art with limited on the peghead. But the cool thing about the freedom finish, as I like to call it, is It's so durable. You sweat on it, it doesn't change color. You don't have to polish it. You don't have to do anything to it. It is so nice. I know anyone who's worked in a music store knows how much polishing you have to do, or if you own a nickel-plated instrument, how much polishing you have to do for it not to get tarnished. This doesn't have any of that. It's also super environmentally friendly. It doesn't put out a bunch of pollutants. It doesn't require a bunch of chemicals to do this finish, like with metal finishes, which are coming under a lot of scrutiny and therefore going up in cost. Another thing, which I have several artists that have gotten armrests of powder coating because it's hypoallergenic. A lot of people have nickel allergies and they find out after playing really sweaty shows, because you won't know till you sweat onto it, and then their arm gets a rash. That's from nickel allergy. And that's where this has no allergenic compounds.
So we finally got the Goodtime on the market. It's doing really well. And then I'm visiting with Richard Kelson at NAMM, and he goes, you know, Goodtime's a really good banjo. He says, but now you got to do one for even less money. And I said, that's mean, Richard. And he goes, why is it mean? He says, you know, I have to do it, don't you? And he says, yeah. So I've already got that banjo designed.
Awesome.
But we're still trying to build the foundation of the company where we can afford to do that one. So it's an ongoing process, and that kind of passion, that drive to provide more banjo for less money to more customers is really what we're all about.
And we really appreciate you guys watching that video. It was my favorite one we've made so far. We've done hundreds of videos, and that was the best one.
It was.
And the next one's going to be even better. If you'd like to see that, be sure you subscribe to this channel. And also, the more you comment and interact below, the more the YouTube algorithms pick it up and start pushing it out to other people, like-minded people.
Algorithms?
Algorithms, they're everywhere. They permeate the internet, and YouTube's got one. And it watches our videos, and it sees how much you comment, and then it pushes us to other people like you. And we want everyone to experience the acoustic shop world, where we talk about instruments, we do reviews, we got some fun videos coming up. We thank you guys so much for being a part of it, and we'll see you in the next video.